Hey everyone, how y'all doing? So I have another traveling knife to look at today, and I think this one is way cool. It's right up my alley, and it belongs to Ray at NorthStarKnifeReviews. He sent it out as a traveling knife, and I really appreciate him sending this out, giving me an opportunity to check this awesome knife out. But it's making its rounds. First he sent it to Tom over on Knife Delights, and then Terry's Knives and Man Stuff had it, and then J.O. Ventures Outdoors had it, and John made this awesome sheath for it, and I'll show that in a minute. He then sent it to Tim over on Tim's School of Fish, who then sent it to Gunslinger Cal. On the back he wrote a note saying he doesn't have stickers yet, so he hand drew a little sign. And then he sent it to Rich over on AOK Product Reviews, A-Sign Knives. He sent it to me, and when I'm done with it, it is going to Jerry over on Big J's Knives, and I don't know where it'll go from there, but it's a pretty cool knife, I have to admit. It's a lockback. It's right up my alley is all I can say. I absolutely dig this knife. But before we get into the knife, let's check this awesome belt sheath out that John over on J.O. Ventures Outdoors made for it. I like the dark brown color. Of course, you know, he does amazing stitching. The edges are burnished really nice. He added a rivet up here for extra support. He has a buffalo stamped in it. That's way cool. Up here and down here he has like barbed wire, so that's really neat looking. On the back he's got the boot prints for the Traveling Knife series. Another couple barbed wire, and he signed it J.O. And yeah, when he gets a traveling knife and he thinks it ought to have a sheath, he's been making sheaths for him, and then, you know, sending it along with the knife. So, very cool. Thanks for doing all these awesome sheaths. I have one of his, which I absolutely really love. But yeah, so he made that for it. And knife fits in there perfect, just like that. With the butt end up, having it tip up, I have a hard time getting it out. But if it's like this, which isn't the way people have been putting it in, I can actually get it out a lot easier. But I guess that's the way it should fit. That's the way it's been in there, so that's the way I'm going to keep it. But anyways, let's check this knife out. This is a Grandway knife, which I've never heard of. I might have seen one video on a Grandway knife before, but it's not a brand I'm familiar with. And I tried looking this up. I tried to find this particular model. I cannot find it anywhere. So I do not have a lot of information on it. I know Grandway, these are made in the Ukraine, I guess right near the Russian border. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's just look at it. Now, check out the way it looks. There's different opinions on what it looks like. Some people say it looks like a horse leg, and I can see that. It does, but to me, I don't know why. Maybe it's the coloring and the grain. It reminds me of a deer leg more. To me, it's a deer leg, but I'm thinking it is designed to look like a horse leg. And I'll show you in a minute, but you got this cool wood grain covers on here, and they fit in there pretty dang good. Transitions between the bolsters and the covers are pretty dang good. The pins, you can feel them a little bit. They don't stick up too proud or anything. They're pretty smooth. Stainless steel bolsters, stainless steel back springs and liners. The pins, I believe, are stainless also. I'm not positive. But yeah, actually a very nice put together knife. Centering, main blade's off just a little bit. The secondary blade's off to the outside. They're both off to the outside a little. Not bad. I don't think the blade is rubbing. If it is, it's barely touching. Like I said, one blade is a lockback. The main blade is a lockback. And I just did a video on all my lockback knives, and I have a ton of them, so it is one of my favorite locking systems. Good old back lock. But yeah, let's check this main blade out. It's pretty cool. Nice drop point. Nice classic drop point. Hollow ground. Now, this is not super thin behind the edge. It's kind of thick behind the edge. I'm not going to try to measure it, but I can feel it. So, it's pretty thick. And if I can find a card, I'll be right back. Okay, so I found an index card. Show you how it cuts. Like I said, it's not super thin behind the edge, but I've actually carried this and used it, and it cuts fine. It is thick, but cuts through that pretty good. Now, I did notice, I don't know if it'll show up on this camera, and it's hard to see, but the edge had a couple flat spots, and I can't really see it right here in this lighting. Right here, right about in here, is a flat spot. You can see the glint on the edge, and there was another one down here. So what I did was, took my little Work Sharp pocket sharpener, and you can see I just ran it on this ceramic rod about 1 billion times, just like such, and I got that flat spot mostly out. I can feel it. It's catching right there, then it starts to glide through easier. So right about in here, there is a flat spot. The steel on this is stamped as 440C, and it acts like 440C. How I was able to get that flat spot out with just a ceramic rod. I did not want to fully sharpen it and change the edge angle or anything on Ray, so that's all I did was honed it. I may give it a good stropping later before I send it out. But there's the tang stamp, Grandway. Between Grand and Way, there's a cross, and then there's a R, registered trademark R right there. On the back, 440C steel. And it has quite a bit of oil in it still. But yeah, very nice blade. This blade's like 3.6 inches. Get a good estimate here. I like the blade length. Yeah, I got about 3.63. Cutting edge is just about almost 3.5, 3.42. And blade stock is not overly thick. It is only 0.09. Back here where it's the thickest, right in front of the plunge grind, it is 0.08. So not a real thick blade, and it is a hollow grind, so you would think it'd be super slicey, but it is actually pretty thick behind the edge. I think I would lay the edge back a little bit more. It is about 20 degrees maybe, because I set it on the guide here, and that is how I did it. I was just trying to get that flat spot smoothed out. But yeah, pretty awesome blade. Ergos for this blade isn't too bad. You do know this secondary blade is right there, and my finger kind of lands right in all of this, and it's not super comfortable, but it's not super uncomfortable. And this blade is the locking blade with a back lock, and it's pretty rock solid. There's no lock, no side to side. So super cool blade on that, on the main blade. And then the secondary blade is pretty cool blade. Now check this thing out. It's like a hawkbill knife, chisel ground, flat on this side, bevels on this side, has a cap lifter, and I'm not sure what this blade is. Different theories out there. One, it's a can opener, and it could possibly work as a can opener. I haven't really tried it, but I took this can of Manwich Sloppy Joe sauce, one of the few items we get that doesn't have a pull tab. Now you can put that on here, and it hooks on a lip, but as you can see, the blade's hanging off. So if you move that over here, I have no doubt this thing's going to pierce and cut through this top, but it's going to be a straight cut. It's going to go, it's not going to go around the rim of the can. You're going to have kind of a jagged cut all the way around. So I have no doubt that I could open a can with this. Another theory is, since this thing's shaped like looks like a horse leg, that this is a hoof tool to clean out and trim the horse hooves. And I can see that. That seems to be a valid purpose for it. I'm not a equestrian, so I do not know much about that, but it does make a decent clamshell package opener. I did that on one that was already open. I did it on the side that wasn't cut, and I was able to cut into it, and all I did was kind of cut through it. So it is a good little package opener. I'm gonna test for that. And this blade is a slip joint, and this isn't a big blade. Let's get a guesstimate here. It is about 2.5 inches overall length. You got about 1.5 inch cutting edge, from here to here, straight across. Blade stock on this one is 0.09, just like the main blade. But yeah, walk and talk on this, not too bad. Pull, not real heavy. 4, doesn't have a half stop, but it kind of stops right here. It kind of hits that back spring, and right here it catches that back spring, so you have to overcome that, and it kind of stops again there. It's not a real half stop, but just where it comes off from the spring kind of stops, and then it snaps closed from about right there to close. So pretty nice. Main blade has a really weak pull. I'd give it about a 3. Then you bring it all the way up. Right here it's getting pressure from the back spring. You see it's sticking up. It's rising still, and then it locks in. Like I said, that's rock solid. But yeah, I guess what else can I show? The thickness of the handle About the thickest spot is almost 3/4 of an inch, 0.72. Overall height closed is, oh, I guess 1.19. And open, the main blade open and the secondary blade closed, is about 1.03. The handle itself is about 3/4 of an inch, and the handle length, I didn't measure, is, oh, it kind of went into the 4.5 inches. So nice size handle for me, nice size blade for me. Like I said, ergos are pretty good. It's hand filling. You do, the secondary blade, you know it's there, you can feel it's not the best, especially right here. But I think this is a pretty cool knife. Like I said, it's right up my alley. I love lockbacks like the Buck 110s and 112s and other ones, and this just kind of speaks to me. And you combine it with this awesome slip from John at JO Ventures Outdoors, and as cool carry. I carried this for a few days on my belt. One of the traveling knives that I really carried. I carried it 2.5 days probably total, but yeah, rides on my belt just fine. I just dig it. Like I said though, in this position, when it's on my belt, I do have a hard time getting a grip on it, pulling it out. If I had it, I would definitely carry it tip up. Oh no, I wouldn't. I'd carry it tip down like this, and I can grab this easier when it's on my belt. But I guess that's it. I can't think of anything else. Like I said, I cannot find any information on this other than Grandway is made in the UK. They make a ton of different knives. Everything from gas station looking knives to obviously things like this. They do have some good looking knives. It's a company I might pay more attention to now. But yeah, I guess that would do it for this. Thank Ray at, let me find a sticker again. Ray at NorthStarKnifeReviews for sending this out as a traveling knife. And all these other channels I mentioned, Knife Delights, Terry's Knives and Man Stuff, JO Ventures Outdoors, Tim's School of Fish, Gunslinger Cal, AOK Product Reviews, A-Sign Knives, Rich over there, and like I said, this is going to Jerry at Big J's Knives, and check all those guys out. Now, Big J and Boston Knife Reviews, Kevin over there, they have a live show every Sunday, I believe at 5:30 Eastern. I try to get on it. I've been on it a few times. Sundays are a busy day. I have a hard time getting on stuff on the weekends. But check these guys out. Subscribe to them if you're not. Watch a few videos. Leave a comment. Drop some likes on their channel, on their videos. Subscribe. And I guess that'll do it for this video. So do the usual with me. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And until next video, bye.